This is Robert Dunlop with the Mental Health Peer Support Organization, and I have the privilege to interview Arthur Augustine. Say hello for us, Arthur.
Hi.
And Arthur, you ran for a really senior political position. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, I ran for regional chair in Durham here in the last election and against a strong opponent, but I did pretty well, and I'm comfortable with where I got in the election, and I definitely would be running again because I think Durham region needs change and it needs help. There are issues in Durham that need to be dealt with that are not being tackled, and we need to put someone in position that will tackle these issues. For example, a major issue that concerns me is mental health. There are lots of people out there with mental health issues, and it's not being looked at the upper level. Mental health is discarded as something people who have issues and problems, but it's an everyday, real-life situation. There are several people out there living in our society that have mental health issues and have never been diagnosed, either because they don't have the funding to get help themselves, the authorities are not funding these organizations that support mental health, so it goes on unnoticed. And these issues cause a lot of problems in society of all kinds. They cause problems in marriage, problems on the job, problems that create road rage, and ultimately leads to all type of violence. So mental health issues need to be addressed, and it needs to be addressed now. It cannot wait anymore because this situation is growing and it's getting bigger, and I'm very, very scared for the amount of issues that I've seen in society. I believe if mental health is addressed, people will learn to develop techniques and mechanisms to deal with their mental health issues.
And Mr. Augustine, what's the next position? Are you going to run for that same position again, or you have a different one in mind?
I'm definitely going to run for that same position because I believe at that level I can have the power and the mechanism to deal with mental health issues, because in the job that I do right now, which is a mediator, I'm always in court, and a lot of the cases that come before the court are sort of pretty well 70 to 75% mental health issues. And often, if these people will get the help and the need from the authorities, then we would not have so much conflict in society today. So I believe this mental health issue got to be addressed now. I can't stress it more than it's got to be addressed now. We can't wait.
Wow. So Mr. Augustine is a civil litigator, and he's saying over 70% of the litigation that shows up is connected to mental health. Is that right?
Yes. For example, husband and wife disputes with vehicles on the road. People don't know how to control their simple everyday behavior. There are people who are bipolar of all different types, and they're out there living in society and they're not getting the help that they require in order to be a properly functioning individual in our society. So again, I have to stress, mental health is an issue that needs to be addressed by all levels of government.
So Mr. Augustine's wearing our button, which is, the website is HelpUsHelpOthers.ca. The Mental Health Peer Support Organization runs on almost pure volunteer time, almost no money. 27 leaders, reaching over 1,600 households, growing every week. We're in our 6th year. What do you think of the power of an organization like ours that brings together people with mental health challenges to share resources, love, compassion, wellness, recovery action tools for both the peers, for the family members who can show up, or the loved ones on behalf of a loved one that's not strong enough to show up. And also we have socials for depression, so many isolated people, we get them out. So what do you think of the power of that organization, what we're about?
I think such an organization should be given great credit and great attention, because I think they're helping a section of our society that needs urgent help. To me, it's like an urgent care situation, and if this organization is doing it on a volunteer basis, I think we should open the minds of the politicians and the people who are in charge to help these organizations get the funding and the requirement that is needed to help our society. To me, I see this organization as doctors of our society to help people with mental issues. And again, I cannot stress, mental issues is deteriorating our society in every walks of life. So it needs to be addressed urgently.
So This little stat here on our flyer, this is our brand new flyer for the mental health peer support, and it shows here, this is back in 2011, the Mental Health Commission of Canada saying it's a $51 billion hit on the Canadian economy. Now, also, in 2010, the report by the Mental Health Commission of Canada they made this quote. They did a report called Mental Health Peer Support Project Committee. It's a thick PDF document you can find online, and they said if peer support is seen as best practice by the Mental Health Commission of Canada, then why then fund it as such? And we asked the question, why is funding for peer support so scarce? When we know it helps. This is right out of the report. Yes. Reductions in hospitalizations, reductions in symptom and stress, improved social support, improvement quality of life. We're doing our part to attack that $51 billion problem, and that was as of 2011. It's probably 60, 70 billion by now. So why do you think there's almost no funding for peer support in Ontario or Canada?
I think because people themselves don't care, and those who need the mental health are not in a position to lobby the government and lobby the required authorities for that help.
Well, wait a sec. People in our organization really care. They love each other. They're leading the charge. So which people don't care?
The people that are, like I said, a lot of people who have mental issues have never been diagnosed. They live their whole life with mental issues and they are not aware of it. Now, organizations such as yours are bringing that awareness to everyone. And I think it is imperative that the government do assist your organization. The type of money that is here, $51 billion a year, if your organization is funded, then we will not have need for so much people in prison. We will not have the need for so much crime that is happening in society. Hospitalizations and all different types of things to help people with mental care. So to me, it is reasonable to divert some of the money that they spend to put people in prison towards mental care. Pretty well, most of the people in prison have some type of mental issues. Again, it's going unnoticed. So again, I cannot stress more, it is important that organizations like yours get the funding from the government or from other organizations so that they can help people who truly needs the help.
Wow, that's powerful. Thank you, Mr. Augustine. Good luck on your next run.
Thank you.
For your political position, and thank you for all those wise words.
It's my pleasure, and any way I can help and volunteer in your organization, I'll be happy to.
Wow. There's a huge gift right there that I wasn't expecting. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're most welcome.
All right. Mental Health Peer Support Organization at the Durham Caribbean Festival, June 25th. Thank you, Mr. Augustine.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Yeah.